to yourself. It's better for my health, leave it on the shelf. Ain't hearing nothing else. Tonight ain't the night, knowing the price. Pay it off with my life, till it's out with your lights. Do it all for the Christ, and he ain't playing nice. Knew the end from the start. Fix your face like it's art. The sons of a simp, call him Bart. Yeah, you did your best, played your part. But now it's time to cut you to the heart. Flex on occasion. It's the strangeness of the salvation. You see it, believe it, amazing. Them chariots coming invasion since the creation. War, mine, Lord, bless the general. Greatest nation, eat them unequivocal. Bombs dropping, buddy, cause it's biblical. Start shit, now it's time to finish. Whoa. Said he won't woke, he looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
I can't wait for our kingdom to start and for there to be finished. Get rid of all of their idols and lying religions. Look for the crown like an Edris. Hey, this that crown talk. Wisdom of Solomon 5 talk. This that second Edris 6 and 9. We want eyes talk. It's your time to end. And my time again. It's our time to win. Away with the sin. You know what it is. Rejoice with my kin. See, that is why we repented. Golden streets, I can see myself in it. The city is bright, the kingdom of light. A wonderful sight past the angels, the inner light. I need 1,000 years of labor. Sit on my throne with my savior. Try to know why and press alone. He bring pain like Major. You think the nations is equal to us? TK Kirkland, who raised you? Flex on occasion, my God a racist. That's why we moving with patience. It's been a long time coming. I spent my whole life running. Now that I'm 10 toes down and established my faith on 100. Woe to the nations, my king will race them. You know they gotta be punished. Jeremiah 25. Yeah, you know they gon' fry. Whoa. Said he won't woke, he looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
Chi. What's going on? What's going on? Hey, shalom, family. Most High in Christ bless. Yeah. Yes. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Good to see y'all. Lord willing, y'all had a good Sabbath, a good weekend. Here with the Nehemiah Squad, we're going to reintroduce ourselves. I'm Captain Zaccai.
Hey, it's Officer Shim. Officer Judah.
All right, all praises. Hey, let's throw that thumbnail back up. Let's throw that thumbnail up. All right. So today's show is not going to be just about this, but let's read that topic. It says, what they're not telling you about a flesh-eating STD, right? So we are going to talk about that just a little bit, but we're going to talk about STDs in general, right? And our guest tonight is a nurse practitioner by the name of LaTova Quattlebaum, right? But before we introduce her, play that first video.
I am seeing so much trick in our clinic. Okay, so trick or trichomonas or trichomoniasis, it is a sexually transmitted infection. Have you ever heard of trick? Because so many people haven't, and I feel like I need to talk about it real quick. So trick is an STI. It's caused by a parasite, like a protozoa.
Pause for a second,
That's
y'all.
different.
Pause. So it says STI, right? So that's the same. I think that's the term that's used now more than STD, right? So it's a sexually transmitted infection as opposed to disease. I think the word, I think it's offensive with some. I don't know why they switched it, but sexually transmitted infection. All right, so that's what is being talked about now. This new infection called trick. I don't want to say the rest of it because I might mess it up. But trick, go ahead.
It's the only STI caused by protozoa. So chlamydia, like that's a bacterial infection. So we use antibiotics because bacteria are little itty bitty living things. There are STIs that are caused by viruses. Viruses are actually not living things. They actually need a living cell to replicate in. So stay with me. Viruses would be like herpes or HIV, etc. But trick is different. It's tricky. It's tricky because it's a protozoa. So it's like bacteria. Stay with me. Living thing. But it's eukaryotic, which means its cell structure is just really superior. It's really strong. Anyway, it's super curable, and trichomonas is rampant and common, and honestly, it's often not tested for with routine testing, which is why I'm talking about it today, because I'm seeing it like every day, and I don't know what's going on in Washington, D.C., but honey, it's getting tricky.
Right.
I don't know what's up with Philly, D.C., San Francisco, and Atlanta. But, and Houston, throw them in there. I hear all 4 of those cities a lot lately. And everybody is basically talking about these new mutated STIs or STDs. When I was coming up, it was called STDs.
Right.
But now they're talking about these new mutated STIs and how everybody is busting it down for a real one. And now you need to add to the new full panel that you do to make sure that you're not getting a 3 for 3. It used to be a 2-4. You used to get herpes and chlamydia, and sometimes the women would have children and the babies that they couldn't see when they came out, right? Now they upgraded, right? Because not only can you get herpes and chlamydia, you may throw in a little bit of HIV. People not worried about it because they say that they got medicine for it in order to make sure that they not, what's the word that I'm looking for? Detectable? Is that what you said? That they're not detectable. But now they got tricky, or whatever it is, trick, TRICH or TRI, I don't know what it is. But the fact of the matter is, it's so much cooler and so much safer to not have to worry about this nonsense. Real talk.
Right.
It's just like, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. Like,
we can stop. We can stop. So that's that new disease, right? But we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. But let's bring out our guest, all right? Miss LaTova, where you at?
Hey, how are you?
Where you at? Hey, there you go. How you doing, sis?
Doing okay, a little tired. It's a little past my bedtime.
I know. We ain't going to keep you long. We apologize. We know it's 11:30 out there. Okay, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. So just introduce yourself to the people and let them know what you do and your specialty.
Well, I'm LaTova Quattlebaum. I am a family nurse practitioner in an OBGYN office and have been doing that since 2018. Okay. So I see women through all walks of life, from adolescence on to postmenopause, taking care of them during pregnancy, during just regular routine well woman visits, as well as dealing with birth control and things of that nature. So yeah, that's what I do. I love what I do.
Okay, that's excellent. So within and you work in the OBGYN office. So now,
yes, I do.
All right. So let's chat a little bit about that. So within that realm, how often do you see pregnant women come with these type of STIs? Because I'm pretty sure it's common.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Pregnant women, single women, married women, they're coming in. I'm seeing a resurgence. I'm seeing some gonorrhea, some chlamydia, a good bit of trichomonas. And actually there's, like in this area, the last 3 months, I've seen a couple of women with syphilis as well.
Syphilis, wow.
Okay. So it's out there. Even though per the CDC, the most common STI throughout the United States is chlamydia, I'm seeing some other ones just kind of coming in all the time, which is a little on the scary side because a lot of times, women they just coming in for routine well woman visits or just routine, hey, something's going on, trying to get checked out.
Right. And speaking of that, I'm glad you said that. I'm going to play something real quick because based on what you just said, because you said sometimes they'll come in just for a regular visit.
Completely asymptomatic.
Right. So watch this, and I'm pretty sure you have experience with this, but this is for the people, right? Play number 4 real quick. Play number 4. Because this is kind of what you're saying. A person might have maybe a little something going on with them. They might not think about it too much, and then they go in there and hear some news.
Definitely.
Number 4, y'all.
How I found out that I had HIV. So at this point, I was already with my ex, the guy who infected me, for about 5 months. The relationship was OD traumatic. I knew he was not faithful to me, but I never thought that he was not using protection with other women. At least I made myself believe that. At this point, I didn't have any more like symptoms. Like I already went through the acute stage where I felt like I was literally gonna. However, a couple of symptoms persisted even after that were a little bit more subtle, but just as alarming. The first thing that freaked me out really was that I would have a continual yeast infection. I know it's
right. Pause
kind
for
of
a
gross,
second.
but
Pause for a second. So she said she would have a continual yeast infection, right? So that's kind of for a woman, that's not the most foreign thing in the world, right?
Absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not. You know, a yeast infection, you know, irritation, thick discharge, vaginal itching, you know, that's a very common thing.
Right.
But, you know, for all of my patients, whenever they're coming in, especially for their annual or if anything, if they are being sexually active, the one thing I ask them is that, okay, are you using condoms? Okay, yes, I'm using condoms. Are we using condoms all the time or sometimes? Be honest, because this is a safe space. And if not, then it's like, okay, let's do some additional testing. Or when was your recent testing? Or have we added any new partners? Because, you know, with any person being sexually active, a lot of times, you know, you may switch partners and not thinking anything of it. And so just making sure that if you do meet a new person, hey, let's go get tested before we do anything so we can know where we are from your baseline. And if any changes arise or anything like that, of course, then get checked out. But yes, yeast infection, simple thing, usually over-the-counter treatment, some -7 and you're fine. But if it keeps coming up, then it's like, okay, let's start looking at other things. What else is going on?
Right.
What is it with your immune system that is allowing you to keep getting these things? And that's where you have to dive a little deeper.
Right, right. And bring that video back real quick. Hopefully y'all didn't leave off from where it was at because we're going to get the rest of her.
It's the reality of HIV. And a continual yeast infection is called thrush. I'm not saying that everyone that has thrush has HIV, but thrush is part of the symptoms of having HIV. And you know, I'm from the hood or whatever, so there's like a little hood doctor. I didn't have insurance. I didn't have insurance at that time. And so, like anytime I needed the yeast infection like medication, I would just go to the hood doctor. So something that I forgot to mention is that the acute stage is basically the stage where you are most symptomatic. But once you're done with that phase, you are no longer symptomatic in like very overt ways, but you still have certain symptoms that are very subtle. Like you have a lot of fatigue, thrush, like yeast infection, like discharge, the whole thing. And the second thing that really freaked me out was the fact that it was literally painful to have intercourse. And so at this point, I was taking clindamycin about like once every 2 weeks. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to the doctor. Even though I don't have insurance, I could go to the clinic and get tested and tell them what's going on since it is down there. The day before I went, I had this sinking feeling in my spirit, like in my gut. I knew that I was going to get bad news. So I show up to the clinic, I get tested. When you get tested, you know, you do the full panel, you only get results for your HIV, like rapid results day of. Everything else you have to wait. Someone comes out and calls my number because they can't say your name. They say, sit me down, and they just break it to me like, you tested positive for HIV. Right. My world literally shattered into a million pieces.
We could drop it. So that's how it went for her. You know, she basically had these symptoms, but again, she mentioned she was with a man. And she said she knew he was with different men. I mean, different women. She didn't mention if she was with any different men, but this is what happens. And she said she was fully aware that he was out there, but she thought that maybe he was using condoms, you know? So before you got in with OBGYN, were you always a nurse within the field of obstetrics, or were you?
Oh,
okay.
No, I actually did a little bit of everything. I did orthopedics for a little bit. I did neurosurgery, so I dealt with stroke patients.
Okay.
I did just general medical surgical, and then I did school nursing for a bit, and I ended my general nursing career in labor and delivery.
Okay.
So I was a labor and delivery nurse. Oh gosh, for 5-6 years before I got my master's and started working with women all the time.
So what is it? So what do we tell the youth, right? Because we're looking at this, right? And everybody's making it about, okay, just wear a prophylactic, wear a condom. What are we telling these kids when they're coming into, because I know you guys as health workers, healthcare workers, you in the schools, you different places. What is the message to the kids?
What I tell my children, I sit down, like, and this is to my, my two teenagers that I have here. I'm open with them about things. I'm like, I hate seeing women or telling women that they have things that they can get rid of. Like, that hurts me. And so to tell someone, I've had to tell someone that they have something they can't get rid of. Right. And it's not like you can look at a penis or a vagina and you can say, oh, yep, you got it, and right. move on. No, there are things out there that you cannot see with the naked eye. And you have to be safe whenever you're doing this. If you feel like you're ready to do something, come to me, come to your dad. You have to be able to have a safe person in your life that you feel like you can talk to about these things, and making sure that you're safe when you're doing them. Because once you get something that you can't get rid of, that can change your complete life, and it can change the trajectory of where you go. So you have to be upfront with those that you know and love, or have a safe person, a safe space that you can go and talk to. And if that means that you get put on birth control, okay, yes, but that doesn't mean, let me go back.
Right.
You have to be safe. You have to be open, and you have to find a safe person that you can tell these things to. So that way, if you do feel like you want to go out there, you have to know what is out there. And it's not to shield, like abstinence. I remember in school and you have to be abstinent. You have to be abstinent. That's not always going to be the case. Right. That is not always going to be the case. And it's the 15 to 24-year-olds. It's the young people are the ones that are spreading. And it's the, and I hate, and it's sad, it's the ones in the lower socioeconomic status, usually us brown people, yep. Whether we're Hispanic, whether we're Black, or anybody in that lower socioeconomic status that is spreading it. And, it's, the young people, it's the men that have sex with men, and then they have sex with women, and, and some of the trans as well. So it's out there, and it's like, you have to make yourself really aware of what's out there, and have a safe person that you can talk to, and know that these things are not easy to always get rid of.
You were talking about abstinence, right? But I think that that's probably the most important thing, right? Like for us, we'll teach.
So it's right. Oh, I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
No, I believe it is, but also, remembering how, just in general, how we all were as teenagers.
Oh yeah.
When you're feeling what you're feeling, and then having someone that you feel like is important to be able to talk to you during this course, because a lot of times what you're getting the information from are other people that are your age. And those are the right. same people. You got the blind leading the blind. To be able to talk to someone that's an adult that you feel safe about, and it's like, okay, are you sure about this? What makes you sure? And it's more than a feeling, like, okay, like, that there's pregnancy, there's STIs that come with this, and there are STIs out there that you can't get rid of that will really damage your body.
Yeah, damage your whole way of life.
And you really don't think that as a teenager that you think you're invincible until you get something. And then it's like, the rest of your world is falling down. And so before you get on that trajectory, having that person that you can talk to about what you are feeling like is going on in your head, that's an adult, that's a safe space for you. So that way that can keep you on that abstinence track to say, hey, I'm not doing this until I find my person, get married. Okay, great. That's perfect. Keep going. But if not, this is what you can do. And these are the places that you can go, that you can get that more information if you need, if that person does not have it. And these are the things that you would need. And these are the things that you can do to have safe sex and still protect yourself and protect the person that you're with.
Well, so put up those statistics, because we're going to look at this statistics, because you mentioned something about our people, the brown people, right? The so-called Black and brown, right? Go ahead. Officer Matthias, go ahead, read that.
As early As of early 2025, data indicates that racial and ethnic minorities continue to face disproportionately high rates of STDs compared to white individuals. Non-Hispanic, Black, or African American individuals, for example, constitute a significant portion of reported STD cases, despite being a smaller percentage of the overall U.S. population.
Right. So
You
that's
have
the,
to.
yeah. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, you go ahead.
No, go
No,
ahead.
you have to think about the access to care. A lot of times we don't have access to care. We don't have we don't have the insurance because, a lot of times all of us are working to put food on our tables and things like that. So healthcare, and then having the time off to be able to go to these places, such as a free clinic. So it's that access to care that is hard. Whereas, to our white counterparts, our Caucasian counterparts, it's, they have more access. They have more. They're the ones that are benefiting more from Medicaid and things like that than us as minorities. And so they have that access. They can go get treated. And actually, I used to work at a federally funded facility, and a lot of the people that took advantage for PrEP. And PrEP is a pre-exposure medication that you can get, such as like Truvada, if you are going to be participating in high-risk sexual behavior to prevent yourself from getting HIV. And so a lot of what one of the doctors was saying is that a lot of white men were participating in the PrEP versus, the rest of us. So it's that access.
I saw there's a video we have where a sister was talking about, we need to get PrEP. We should all go get PrEP. I guess that's what she was talking about in regards to trying to stave off some kind of infection that you might get. But, for us, when we teach about these things, we recognize that a lot of this is coming from sin, right? This how we deal, right? Because
understand,
outside of you being married, you're really kind of rolling the dice every time you out there, right? So the Lord had told us this in the Bible, and get this real quick. I want to read something to you, sis. Read Deuteronomy 28:61. So in this chapter of the Bible, right, this is when Moses was dealing with the Lord, and the Lord told him, well, listen, if the people of Israel don't keep the commandments, these are all of the curses that's going to come upon them. So this was one of them, right? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 61. Also, every sickness and every plague.
Right. He said, also every sickness and every plague. Go ahead.
Which is not written in the book of this law.
Right. He said these sicknesses that's going to be coming, it's not written in this Bible. It's not going to be written nowhere here. It's going to be new things that's going to be coming. Right. Go ahead.
Them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
Right. These are the things that's going to come upon us till we be destroyed, because we got to keep those commandments. We got to, try to, when I say try, we got to be abstinent. We got to wait till marriage. These are things that we got to teach our children, right? Because look at this. Look what we battling, sis. I'm going to show you this. Like, this is a commercial from Planned Parenthood, right? Now, Planned Parenthood was set up directly to destroy our people, all right? There was a woman named Margaret Sanger, right? She started it first. It wasn't called Planned Parenthood originally, but she set it up to abort Black and Hispanic children, right? Especially she called us reckless breeders. So it was set up, when you look at Planned Parenthood, it's set up mostly in our neighborhoods, right, to destroy us, right? So now they have this video. I got to show you this. Play number 2. This is crazy right here.
Virginity. What is it? And what's the big deal about losing it? Let me cut to the chase. Virginity is a completely made-up concept.
Wow.
It's a term that was created simply
I'm sorry.
to...
Hold on real quick. She said that virginity is a made-up concept, right? I just wanted to make sure we get those words. Go ahead, hit play.
Virginity is a completely made-up concept. It's a term that was created simply to control and shame people, mainly women.
Wow.
A virgin is someone who's never had sex, but it's not as simple as it seems. For one thing, Medically, virginity isn't a real thing. Wow. In some cultures, people place a lot of importance on the hymen, a thin, fleshy tissue.
Hold on. She just said that virginity is not a real thing. Like, this is the type of stuff we have to battle as families in America, right? Where you have somebody come out looking crazy as hell and then talking about virginity is not a real thing when it is actually a real thing.
Right.
Like, this is a known thing that's being a virgin as a young woman. That's a beautiful thing.
Right.
And we have to teach that to the young men, that's a beautiful thing. I know it look, because for men, that was always a source of pride. You're laying with women and all that. But what women you laying with? If you laying with all these women, who the virgins?
Right.
Right? But go ahead. Just pull it back a little bit. Just hit play.
She's a planter's peanut.
Yeah. Go ahead. Hit play.
Cultures, people place a lot of importance on the hymen, a thin, fleshy tissue located at the opening of your vagina, as a marker of virginity. But the status of your hymen doesn't actually mean anything. That's because having penis and vagina sex is not the only way a hymen can stretch open. It can happen by putting something in your vagina like a tampon or a finger, riding a bike, or doing sports. So you can't tell if someone's had sex by the way their hymen looks or feels. Another reason the idea of virginity is complete nonsense is that sex means different things to different people. Generally speaking,
Stop. This is ridiculous. LaTova, where are you?
I'm here.
I got to talk to you.
People.
I got to talk to you. Wow. You are a nurse. What is she talking about right now? Sex means different things.
I'm sorry. I was about to curse. I apologize.
Say it. You can say it, sis.
I don't know what the hell she's talking about. Now, I will say, the only thing that I agree on what she says is that, yes, the hymen can be broken doing like rigorous sports or using a tampon or things like that. That I get. And I think I see maybe where she was about to go with sex means different things to different people, because some people feel like, if you have anal sex, then you're still a virgin because it wasn't in the vagina. So maybe I think that's where she was going. But
right.
The other point that she was saying about the virginity and things like that, like it's not a made up concept. Maybe the term is, but
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Just
if there's no virginity, there's no such thing as a brand new car. They have used cars. Once somebody takes it and owns it, gets in it, the value goes down. So if it's the same thing, it's something that's been untouched is virginity. You know what I'm saying? Anything used is no longer, So what?
Right.
She's sitting there talking like a doctor. With the confidence of a doctor, but she is nuts.
It can be a lot of misinformation, and you have to really wade through what's true information versus what's truly misinformation, because you can get a lot of misinformation and take it in, and you're like, oh, that's what she said is right. Yep, we're gonna go with that, and it just leads you down a totally different path.
Yeah, it's madness. And this is what we battling. I just want to play the rest of it for you.
Oh,
so
definitely,
you can see.
I get it.
Yeah. Go ahead. Hit the rest of that, please. This is unbelievable.
Is that sex means different things to different people. Generally speaking, society tends to define sex in a very narrow way. Penetration, penis into vagina. But where does that definition leave queer people? Or folks who can't or don't have penis and vagina sex and choose to have oral, anal, or another type of sex instead? And not everyone's first sexual experience is consensual, meaning that they were forced or pressured into having sex. There is also a double standard on who carries the burden of virginity. Society puts pressure on men for not having sex at the exact same time they shame women for having it. Make it make sense.
All right.
Either way.
Stop. See, the thing is here is that now she wants to act like she's appealing to the women, right? Because that's what she's really trying to do, get into the minds of the women, right? Because now they're going to go out, virginity doesn't mean anything. Just go do whatever you want. Then when you get pregnant, she's going to say, come on down to Planned Parenthood where we do abortion. Right. It's fine here. It's all good. But go ahead, hit play.
Shame has no place in someone's personal decisions about sex. It's time to throw away the notion of losing your virginity. What if instead of losing something, we reframe it as gaining? Because the truth is, when we make our own decision to become sexually active, we aren't setting ourselves up to lose anything at all. We hope we are gaining things like intimacy, self-insight, pleasure, and empowerment.
Yeah. Right. Hold on, pause. Yeah, she didn't mention gaining STIs. Right? Gaining STI.
Yeah.
She talking about losing everything. She ain't talking about losing weight.
Oh, that's a low blow.
Boy, ain't no way.
Oh, that was a low blow. Oh, that was a low blow.
You know, I had to get her.
What you're saying.
Sis LaTova, I had to get her. I had to get her.
Understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
It had to happen.
Yeah.
That had to happen like that because look at the foolishness and the nonsense that she pushing
There are plenty of men out there that like
in our
BBW.
communities.
You're
Like,
not gonna do that. But I understand what you're saying, and from y'all, from the standpoint of what you all are speaking, I completely understand, like, you know, how it can truly lead our children down that other path. And it's like, hey, you know, this is freedom, personal freedom, pleasure, intimacy.
Right.
But you know what? You got that gonorrhea for herpes, and
Yeah,
you know, now you got to deal with that.
Right.
You know, so I completely understand that. So it definitely is. It's a slippery slope.
100%.
It definitely is a slippery slope.
And we know, and sis, you know what? It's not about us trying to act like we're all perfect and this and that. We understand things happen, right? And people did things in life, and you know, whatever, things happen.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
Brothers and sisters were plagued with certain, you know, things, right? But once we learn, now we should move differently.
Right.
You know, we don't
Completely
move the same
understand that.
way. Yeah, we don't want to say, okay, well, we did it, so you just go out and, hey, good luck with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Once you learn better, you do better.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
And
the
it's
point.
like once you come to that knowledge, it's like, okay, you can't continue down that path that you were going on because your eyes have been opened and you're able to see a different view. And it's like, no, it's time to change and not do the same thing. So I completely understand that viewpoint.
Right.
Definitely.
It's like walking in a field full of landmines. You don't never know what has what. The sister we seen on the video, she wasn't a bad looking sister.
Not at all.
Right. And then she said she found out. She didn't say how long ago.
Right.
How long? So how long did she continue to have sex?
Oh, I got the answer for you.
During that time. You know what I'm
We
saying?
have that answer for you, bro. I'm glad you said that.
yeah.
Sis LaTova, and you about to see this too, right? So that same sister, the one who said she found out she had HIV, she came back and did another video, right? Play number 11. Play number 11. And everybody needs to pay attention to stuff like this because this is real talk what she about to say right now. Play number 11.
Number 11. I thought we was cool. Oh, there we go.
Right,
I'm HIV positive, right? And this is just a
all
PSA
right, pause
to those.
for a second, right? She's now coming on saying she's HIV positive. I want you to see her outfit now.
I was just on
I want you to see the outfit. She's going out sexy, right? She got the cleavage going. No, because she putting it out there. She's looking for a man actively. Like this is what's happening, right? You would not know. You just seeing a pretty woman in the street, right? Go ahead, hit play.
That are not HIV positive. Disclosure is my choice. When I disclose and how I disclose and who I disclose to is up to me.
Pause. Did y'all hear that?
Yikes.
And she's 100% correct. Is she lying? She's not lying. She's saying that if she discloses when and to whom, it's up to her, and that's correct. Right? Watch what she about to say. Hit play.
So crazy how people are telling me that I need to disclose before I go on a date, that I need to disclose before I kiss somebody. This is the craziest one. Before I even tell them my name. It's not happening. I don't think that it's my responsibility to tell someone that I'm HIV positive if they are treating me as if I'm not. Your health is your responsibility. Adopt the mindset of medical practitioners. Assume that everyone has something until they prove to you that they do not. Why are you kissing a stranger or trying to kiss a stranger that you just met?
Hit pause, right? So look at what she's saying. What she's actually saying is, without actually saying, is remain abstinent until your marriage. Right. Think about it. Because if you're getting ready to marry this sister, then you're going to ask her for her paperwork or whatever. This is what she's saying, until they prove it to you, right? And then you'll know. But other than that, she really doesn't have to say anything. Right. You know?
So you meet her in the club, and if she doesn't want to that night, you know, you guys end up kissing to go a little further, and she may for your health's sake tell you to put on a condom, but she's not gonna tell you, hey, I'm HIV positive, but then the condom breaks.
Right.
Now what? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't know.
Because she's still a young woman, right? So she's not gonna want to hang it up.
Right.
Once she starts saying I'm HIV positive, that's gonna cut a lot of the pool out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But anyway, I just want to show y'all that. Sis LaTova, I just want to show you that. What's your thoughts on
that? I see now. I'll go to the outfit. I know, and I think it may have been more so for the video. You
could be right.
It's like a thing. You see a pretty woman, you see the outfit, and you're like, oh, and you stop. So I feel like that may be more clickbait.
You could be correct.
Like, listen, that, essentially with our society, sex sells. So just like, oh, my hair's cute, my boobs out, hey, and so I think that's what that is. It's clickbait, make somebody stop. And then when you hear what she's saying, it's, that kind of can make it a little more intriguing. Right. But, I agree with the, you don't have to disclose, but I also, am like, you have to that's when you have to kind of slow things down when you're talking to people. Like, you just don't jump into things, but you also you just have to be careful. Yeah. And, so that goes back to waiting till marriage. And if you wait till marriage, or you're waiting till you find that person that you're wanting to be, in that long-term relationship and get to marriage, that's when you disclose or you get tested. Hey, before anything happens, let's get tested. These are our paperwork before we do anything. So that way, where you are from jump and won't have to question anything. But it's just a scary world that we live in. So essentially just waiting till marriage is the best thing. But how do we teach our youth to stay on that straight and narrow? Because, we were all teenagers. You remember how it was just really hard. So just trying to learn better and do better. That's all, I can really say, just try to do better.
When we look at the sister earlier that was telling us that virginity is a made up concept, you see how she presented after that. She said, well, you're gaining freedom, fun. She showed a lot of pleasure, right? Right. Now look at the lifestyles that's being presented to our children. Is marriage being presented to our children nowadays on TV? And those are not. What's being promoted to our daughters is throwing drinks in each other's face, partying, having a hot girl summer, and being promiscuity. Right. Not knowing that it's landmines out there over and over. The same way that sister, that pretty sister said, well, I don't have to disclose. It's a handsome brother doing the same thing. How many of those are in that same club that night? Right. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And you go over there thinking you're going to have a good time like you seen on, I don't know what shows are out no more.
I don't know. I don't watch TV. I read books.
I remember the Bad Girls Club. That was old. That was a long time ago. But
yes.
That's what the sisters used to watch.
A lot of ratchet mess.
Yeah, but that's what's out. And those are the lifestyles. So how do we combat it? We have to show them. I like Malachi 4 and 6. Let's get that real quick. This is how we got to combat it. Because they're not going to, if we don't teach our children, somebody else will. And they're always going to teach our children for their benefit. Right? They want to destroy us, and we know that. That's why these diseases are in our communities. That's why healthcare is not in our communities. That's why abortions are in our community. All these things are to destroy our nation. But we don't have to step in the trap. We know there's landmines. I just have to tell you where they are. Right? So watch this.
Prepare them.
Malachi chapter 4, verse 6. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children.
The mindset of our forefathers should be returned to the children, Reed.
And the heart of the children to their fathers.
Right, so now we got to start thinking like our forefathers again, right? Give me Hebrews 13 and 4, right? So what's the mindset of our forefathers? Because right now what's honorable is independent woman. That's very honorable for a woman. As far as a woman's concerned today, being independent is like a gold medal, right? And guess what an independent woman does? She doesn't want to get married to a man that she has to depend on. And what ends up happening is she live a promiscuity lifestyle doing that. She'll have a boyfriend here, boyfriend there, try this for a little while, and it just cycles. It cycles, right? The man on the flip side, right? He don't want to be married. He don't want to pay no child support or whatever. He don't want to commit himself. And then guess what? A promiscuity lifestyle. And then we cycle through again. But watch this.
Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all.
That's how our forefathers thought. That's how God thought. He said we have to return our mind back to that, right? Read on.
And the bed undefiled.
What you do in your bedroom with your husband or what you do in your bedroom with your wife, it's all good with God, right? Read on.
But whoremongers.
A whoremonger is somebody that's having casual sex. That's sex with no strings attached. I like casual, just casual sex. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge.
God will send plagues upon us. This is where we get the STIs and so on and so forth. And that warning been there. So if we show this to our children, say, hey, look, you teach your child like you play Russian roulette. You know what I'm saying? How many times are you willing to squeeze the trigger before you think you get shot? You know what I'm saying? And then that's what you're doing with your genitals when you go out there. You know, you're going out there playing Russian roulette every night. And the one with the disease probably looks beautiful.
Oh no, they do.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah, because
it's the one that don't look like they got it.
Right. Right.
That.
Sitting up.
Just because it look clean doesn't mean it's done. It is.
Everything's
and
sitting
anything that's dirty can be cleaned momentarily.
Man, hey,
I tell them that all the time. Just because you clean that up real good, it look real good, don't it? Yep.
Watch this. Were you done with that scripture?
Yes, sir.
Watch this. Play number 7. It's going to go perfectly with what you just said, sir. It's perfect. It's perfect and it's bad. It's terribly perfect. Woo. Number 7, y'all. Number 7. Get that. Pause for a second. Pause for a second so you can read it. Read that, bro.
Multiple men wanted to take me home this night. Never asked my STD status, not knowing that I'm herpes positive.
Right. So the ones looking like that, that's who everybody, she looked like the video girl, the girl from the video. So when people go to the club, they talking to her all night long. Right? Oh, yeah. And that's a score.
The BB, what is it? What are the
BBL
BBL bodies?
Right.
The small waist, big breasts. Yeah, that's what they go for.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And she's the one that's going to deliver the package.
Right.
Yeah. Right. 100%.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
She dressed to attract.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Look, and I'm going to show you one more. Look at the scary one, number 10. This is insane.
I'm finna give this ninja something he can't get rid of.
Hey, bring it back.
Oh, no.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
I'm talking about
From the beginning.
Listen.
I'm finna give this ninja something he can't get rid of. And when I say something he can't get rid of, I'm talking about something deep. I'm talking about where he can't even leave me alone. He gonna have to be with me forever and always. I'm talking ain't no new girl on the side. I'm talking ain't no more 304s for him. I'm talking just me and only me and me forever until we, in that bin. But he got me messed up. So I found out he was dealing with another chick. So I called him and I told him to come over. So basically right now, you know how dudes is, they gonna take the hokey do. But I told him to come over. So basically right now, I'm waiting for him to pull up. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna do that to him. Like I'm finna give him that good cooler cat. I'm finna lay that pipe down. I'll give him the 1, 2, 3. And y'all, in a couple days, he gonna start feeling some symptoms. He gonna start feeling skitty and stuff. He gonna be asking me questions. I'm gonna be acting all subliminal, like I don't know what he talking about. And then I'm gonna flip the script on him, like, what, ninja? You gave me something I can't get rid of. I'm gonna play it off like I'm really mad, like I'm really feeling some type of way when really I already know what's going on. I gave you something you can't get rid of.
Hey, hit pause.
That should be illegal right there, man.
Wait a minute.
To purposely give someone HIV and know where that is, but the other STIs I'm not 100% sure about. But it's just really sad that there are women and I'm assuming men out there that are willingly and knowingly doing these things as a way to get back at someone.
Right.
Yeah. She's telling everybody in the whole world that she's the most rootinest, tootinest cowboy in the Wild Wild West. Man. She's shooting flames.
She's shooting flames.
That's terrible.
Yeah. But real quick before we proceed, but that's what we're talking about, being a whoremonger, right? When you chasing down a bunch of women, you're gonna eventually run into these. Yes. You know, the luck ain't always gonna be on your side. Right. Even sometimes when you running around, sometimes God is protecting you. Even when you out there going crazy, you might avoid, but you don't really want to keep rolling that dice, right?
Exactly.
You know, let me read this real quick because we talked about not being a whoremonger. Give me Sirach 23:17 real quick. And this is what happens.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 23 and verse 17.
Come on.
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
Right. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger. Every woman he see, he gotta have. He gonna find something beautiful about every woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not to, well, listen, I don't want to pick on that sister no more. I was about to pick on her again in that Planned Parenthood video. I was about to, yeah.
Y'all leave that lady alone.
I'm gonna leave her. I ain't like how she was talking, but he would see that and find some beauty in her. And you know what? She probably do got some beauty if she ain't talking crazy. But right now she's a beast, and it's terrible. It's terrible. So that man, he gonna find that bread very sweet.
Yeah.
Go ahead, read that again, bro.
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger. He will not leave off till he die.
Right. And that's what happened when you run into that sister, like how she's saying, I'm about to give this ninja something he can't get away from. He will not leave off till he die. Because these are the things sometimes that happen, you know?
Brothers be thinking that's manna when it's really wormwood.
Oh, man. Yeah, terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Just hit the rest of that real quick.
She look crazy.
Oh, yeah.
When you get to messing with a girl like me and you get to cheating and, you know, playing with my heart. And I got a lot of those too. And, you know, me being a 304, I do that too quite a bit. Like, you ain't finna get off on me and think you just ran off on me. No. We giving and returning over here, baby. So I'm actually looking forward for him to be pulling up because I swear I can't wait until he get to calling me days later like, what? You gave me something I can't get rid of? This and that? Yep. And now we together forever and always. Now what? And now we gonna have our little 1, 2, 3s on the side. And now you can't cheat on me no more. And every girl that you end up cheating on me with, I'm gonna tell her what you did to me and what you gave me and I can't get rid of. And we gonna pull out paperwork party around this mug. Cause you ain't finna do me
That's
dirty.
crazy.
You think I ain't finna do you? What?
That's disgusting.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know?
She looking for your son.
Right.
So guess what? You got to teach your son that's out there, you know? So that's how we change the mindset. We change the mindset about, like you said, disclosure. Disclosure. When we tell, if you tell me as a young teenager, right, I remember this. You tell me I shouldn't have sex at all. That'll keep me safe, right? Then on the flip side, you say, but if you do, I automatically think, oh, I got permission.
Right.
I automatically, that's automatic permission for me. You say, but if you do, son, this how you do it, this how, cool. Right. Thanks, Mom. Yeah. I'm finna go get me some condoms. And you know what I'm saying? Everything Tyrone and JoJo was telling me to do to Keisha, I'm gonna do that now. Because, you know, subconsciously, we already, you know how somebody asks you a loaded question?
Yeah.
Or having itching ears, they want to do something. A young teenager want to have sex.
Right.
They want to, you know what I'm saying? So you tell them the right thing, and then when you leave it open-ended, immediately they already gonna take that as consent.
They're gonna go perform everything they ever dreamed of.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So now I'm gonna tell my daughter, no, you cannot. I know, even if I know she's gonna do it, if I know she's gonna do it, I'm never gonna tell her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna have to be upset with her. Now, the thing that you saying is the kickback is you feel like they're not gonna be honest with you. Or they're gonna hide things from you. You know what I'm saying? That's the kickback. But the best thing I could do as a parent is give as much information as possible. So when they come to the age of understanding, they can make decisions. They'll have the information that was given to make the right ones.
Right.
You know.
I agree with that. Just giving them all of the information and trusting that you're teaching them the right way and being that safe space. So if they do mess up, it's like, dang, I can't go to my daddy, or dang, I can't go to my mama. No, you want to be that safe space for your child that if they do mess up, like, hey, but this is the right way to do things. This is what you need to do. I think that's really what's going to matter the most in the long run.
And teaching your children, right? A lot of people don't understand what that really, really means. When you teaching your children, you got to be in their business.
Right.
It ain't no privacy in my house. It ain't no it ain't no locks on these doors.
That's right. Doors
you
is
don't
off.
you don't you don't get to have your own anything in my house.
Exactly.
Give me Ciroc 30, please.
Yeah, they could barely have a
Ciroc
roof.
30, verse 1.
Their room gonna be the only room with no roof.
Yeah.
That's my room. You just live in it.
Yeah, you just live in it. Watch this, because that's the same thing that God said. God said, if you're going to teach your children, you got to be in their business. You got to know what they're doing. You got to know the people that they're hanging out with. Because first and foremost, the first temptation a kid is going to have is, what that word is? Peer pressure.
Right.
Peer pressure is the first thing a kid is gonna have to deal with. And if you're not in their business and who they kicking it with and don't know their parents, because that's how our forefathers roll. Our forefathers and foremothers knew what stock you came from.
Yeah.
And if your parents was whores and whoremongers, they like, nah, you can't be around them. And that's just the way that it is. They come from bad stock. Right. Read that.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 30, verse 1. He that loveth his son causeth him off to feel the rod.
He that loveth his son or daughter calls him off to feel the rod. Come on. The
That
rod
he-
of what? Excuse me, I'm sorry. The rod of correction. That's not just talking about beating them. That's talking about like really correcting them according to Leviticus chapter 19, verse, what is that, 1929? Mm-hmm. Rebuking our neighbor. That goes into your kids too, correcting them. Go ahead.
That he may have joy of him in the end.
Why? So the point is that you may have joy in your children in the end. That you may have joy that they did the right thing in the end. And how do you do that? By keeping the rod of correction on them. Come on.
He that chastises his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy.
He that do what?
He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy.
He that teaches his son not to be a gangbanger grieveth the people that rule this planet.
Right.
Why? Because that's all they push on young black kids, on young black males. He that teaches his daughter not to be the 304 grieveth the enemy, because it's going against it goes against contrary to popular belief. Go ahead.
And before his friends he shall rejoice of him.
But amongst his acquaintances, they're going to rejoice. Why? Because now my daughter ain't got to be looked at as the next 304.
Right.
My son ain't got to be looked at as the next whoremonger. And I could take joy in that. Go ahead.
Though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead.
You see that? Though the father died, it'd be like he not dead. Why? Because he left good stock in the earth. He left morals in the earth. He left value in the earth. And his kids live, walk, talk just like father, just like mother. Go ahead.
For he hath left one behind him that is like himself.
And that's how you get generational wealth right there. Because why? You wasn't a whoremonger. Your kid's not a whoremonger.
Right.
Your wife wasn't a 304. Your daughter don't become a 304. That's good stock left in the earth. That's how you leave. That's how you leave generational wealth when you leave generational health. Go ahead.
Verse 6. He left behind him an avenger against his enemies.
Come on.
And one that shall requite kindness to his friends. He that maketh too much of his son.
He that maketh too much of his son. You let them do whatever they want. You let them talk back. You let them get away with a lot. Come on.
He that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds.
Meaning you gonna baby him around every corner. He hit his hand on the wall. Oh, baby. You make too much of him. You make too much of her. You babying them. You spoiling them. Come on.
And his bowels will be troubled at every cry.
Come on.
And horse not broken becometh headstrong.
God said a kid that's not broken is like a horse not broken. They become headstrong, disrespectful, disobedient. And this is what happened when you don't teach them. He gave you the benefit of teaching your kids. You have good stock that's left in the earth. It's like you never, when you die, it's like you never left, because your kids act the same way. But on the flip side, if you don't teach them, if you don't show them what's right, because a lot of our people, what we think is right is what we see on what we've learned. But when we understand that majority of the stuff we learned is not right, then we move somewhere. Go ahead.
And a child left to himself,
And a lot of these, that's the point. A lot of these kids are left to themselves. They're being raised by social media. They're being raised by YouTube. They're being raised by Instagram. They're being raised by SpongeBob. Is that even a thing still?
SpongeBob. Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're being raised by
I don't
SpongeBob.
know. I don't know.
Huh?
I think they're older. I said, I think it's Bluey. I don't know. My children are older.
Damn.
My 8-year-old's into Spider-Man. I don't know.
They're being raised by all of these fictional tales, and nothing real. And they want to do what they see on that television or on that social media. Finish it out and let me pass it.
And a child left to himself will be willful.
That it?
That was verse 8. Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna pass it because it's a lot in that.
Yeah, and sis, I appreciate your time. We about to let you go. We know it's late over there, but here, and we love you for that. Appreciate you. I got to show you 2 quick videos, right? Because another important part of us teaching our kids to be abstinent and not dealing in this sexual madness is because this stuff, a lot of this stuff was created in a lab and set up to destroy us. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is what it was. Let me show you this quick video. It's a short. Hey y'all, I just posted it in class content. It does not have a number on it. It says AIDS conspiracy. They put conspiracy, but this is the reality of AIDS. It was created. Y'all see that one? All right, play that, please.
Was they had the one in Alex?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, it was on the West Strand. So, and these were research facilities for them to inject people with a solution to see that they prevented AIDS in it. In the meantime, they were injecting people with
Stop. And he was stop. So he said over in Africa, they were injecting people with a solution, and he put quote unquote with his fingers to say that was going to help them not get AIDS, but they were actually injecting them with AIDS, right? Because back in the days when AIDS came out, people were saying that it came out of Africa because that's where they put it, right? So then they said, oh, the Africans were having sex with monkeys. Like this was going on back then, right? And so now he's telling the story about what actually happened, that it was being used as a weapon. Go ahead, play.
Only working on black people in these clinics.
Yes, yeah.
For almost nothing.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So you know what I mean. What easier way to get a big guinea pig that you live in the apartheid system? Black people have got no rights. They need medical treatment. There's a white philanthropist coming in and say, you know what, I'll open up these clinics and I will treat you. I will do this. And meantime, you actually the wolf in sheep's clothing.
Right. See that?
Did you visit these clinics?
Go ahead.
Yourself?
Yes, I went to the clinic in Alex where there was the research facility.
Okay.
And there was monitors, there was tubes, there was a proper lab. If you want to say it's scientist lab, you know, a proper freaky scientist lab, definitely.
Were there clinics also in other countries?
Oh, look, I know our personally that I know of, our base of operations for this project was in Mozambique.
Mozambique.
Where Dagmar Fail was working?
Yes.
He knew about Dagmar Fail and what she did.
She was recruited to do medical research.
Stop. Hit pause. So it was a woman. Her name was Dagmar Vale. She was the one that did all of that work out there. They said she was recruited, right? Go ahead.
She was recruited to do medical research in Maxwell's labs in Alexander. And then obviously she progressed and she became part of the inner circle for the operations, and she went to Mozambique to fulfill her obligations. And when it came, word got out that she was going to testify.
She was going to inform the authorities about Simon.
Correct, yes.
And the spread of AIDS.
That's right. And I think it's well known in our circles that it was Simon themselves that took her out.
But why would Simon place that effort?
So when she realized,
They killed
huh? Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that what they said? They killed her because she was going to turn on them.
Yep, she was about to talk. But so the point is, look what they're doing, right? So our people just going out there having sex, doing this, doing it. And then a lot of those people were not randomly, they were married. These were married women and married men who were just needing medical treatment in apartheid South Africa. And now look, they wound up spreading AIDS all over the place and then saying,
That's like the
look at our people.
Tuskegee Airmen
Exactly.
as well. how they didn't offer them treatment, and it was from 1932 to 1972. That's 40 years.
Exactly.
Where
Of destruction.
they, even after penicillin became available, they didn't give them treatment. They didn't give them, they just basically watched them and how it basically slowly killed them.
No, absolutely.
And, and that goes to, the case of Henrietta Lacks.
Yes.
How, they took her cells and they cured so many things with her cells and not even once even credited her. But they were, these are the cells that are still creating and they're doing things with. And her family to this day is still fighting to get, the money from all of the things that they've created from that.
They might as well
it's because we are the people that's easiest to prey on. So
right. Because we're in the land of the enemy, and this is what it is. We have to recognize that. That's what it is. I wanted to show you that, and let me show you this. And this is important. Okay, this is Margaret Sanger that I was telling you about. Hey, y'all, put up that next one. It's right underneath. This was Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood. All right.
When I say believe, I don't mean believe in committing sin. Do you believe there is such a thing as sin?
Well, I think the greatest sin in the world is bringing children into the world that have disease from their parents, that have no chance in the world to be a human being, practically. Delinquents, prisoners, all sorts of things just marked when they're born. That, to me, is the greatest sin that people can commit.
But sin in the ordinary sense that we regard it, do you believe or do you not believe?
Well, what would they be?
Do you believe that infidelity is a sin?
Well, I'm not going to specify what I think is sin. I've stated what I think is the worst sin.
Yes, but then you asked me to say what, and I said what, and you refused to answer me?
Yes, I don't know about infidelity. It has so many personalities to it, and what a person's own belief is. I couldn't generalize any of those things.
Right, so
that doesn't even make sense what she said.
Exactly, because what she wants to do, that's why she said prisoner. She started to expand, but she hated black people with a passion.
Right.
She hated black people with a passion. So as soon as, that's why they set up those, and it wasn't just her, but she was the face of it, right? Which was known as eugenics, right? Where you can take out a people. It's basically genocidal. That's what they were doing. That's how come our people from, I forgot what year, it could be 1970 something. I could be wrong. Y'all brothers find it. But up until now, we aborted close to between 19 and 20 million African-American babies.
Yeah.
That's 20 million lives gone because of what? Because the lack of contraception. Like this is what's being taught at Planned Parenthood. Do what you want. Oh, you can't pay. You can't pay for your child. You broke now. Oh, it is what it is. Have your baby. Do what you got to do. You got to hustle and work hard and make it happen. But you can't just take a life because it's not convenient to you at the moment. Right. The point is, don't have sex then.
Yeah.
You see, and this is the problem. So, again, I just wanted to show you that to let you know what we're up against as a people.
Right.
Right. Go ahead. We're going to read this real quick, sis, before we let you go. Go ahead.
The period of eugenics policies affecting black and brown communities in the United States and Puerto Rico span a significant portion of the 20th century, with roots extending earlier and consequences lasting into the present day.
Right.
Early 20th century, the American eugenics movement gained traction, fueled by white supremacist and racist ideologies.
Right. So that's the point of it, right? It's fueled by white supremacists, which she was one of them, right? And what? Supremacist and racist ideologies, right? Go ahead. Read that next one.
Laws legalizing forced sterilization were enacted in many states, targeting individuals deemed unfit.
Right. That's what she was talking about. That they were deemed unfit, but that means that they can just say anybody's unfit. Oh, she's on the low end of a social scale. Oh, they don't have money. Kill the baby. Right? Go ahead.
Based on perceived mental, physical, or social characteristics, which disproportionately affected people of color and lower income individuals.
Go ahead.
In Puerto Rico, the U.S. government promoted sterilization policies, particularly targeting women under the guise of population control to address poverty and perceived overpopulation, driven by racial anxieties and colonial rule.
Now, here it is. Puerto Rico's an island out there. What are they talking about? Overpopulation and all of this. But the point is, it had nothing to do with that. It had something to do with them wanting to destroy us as a people, right? Because all of us together with the so-called black people, so-called Hispanic people, so-called Native American people, we are the Israelites. This is why they check on us. They want us to be destroyed. You don't see this happening nowhere else, sis. This is not happening. They're not dropping this in Europe nowhere. This is not in white neighborhoods where they're saying, oh, yeah, we got to sterilize the community because this is overpopulation. You don't hear that, you know? But
Hey, Cap, that year you were talking about was 1973.
1973. Okay, I was going to say 78, so that's good. 73. All right. But yeah, sis, we just wanted to bring that to your attention just to, give you a little information before you go. And we just want to thank you again for being gracious with your time.
Thank you guys. I truly enjoyed it.
All right.
I did. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you all.
All right. Thank you, sis. All right. So
thank you for coming.
Have a
through,
great
sis.
evening.
Yeah.
All right. And be safe out there. All right.
All right. Thanks. You all do the same.
All right. Right. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. It's all praises.
Yeah, that was good, man. Avoiding the traps. Now the people can see that we are up against an enemy. The enemy want us sterilized. They want our population down, and what better way to do it is through the lifestyle. Show them promiscuity so they can spread the disease.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if they're getting married and the disease is only staying with the 2 or 3 people,
right?
It was only staying in the homosexual community,
right?
So how do we further spread it? That's called crafty counsel.
100%.
Right? Let's inject some straight people, and put a Cardi B up there, or who was it back then? It was Lil Kim, and during our time, who else? SWV back in our time. They was our era. The whole 90s was about fornication. The whole 90s was about fornication.
100%.
Salt and pepper. It's none of your business.
Damn.
If she want to take a guy and. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about sex, baby.
Exactly,
bro. Crazy.
Not knowing that we was spreading that, the Magic Johnson all over.
yo, whoa.
we was spreading it all over the place. That's via those that crafty counsel.
Yeah,
real
talk. Hey, play the first video, number 1. Play number 1. Play number 1. Got to be. All right, there you go.
Black women are more inclined to have an STD as opposed to black men, and not like 2 or 3%, like 10. You can go look at the numbers, and I know some of y'all are going to say they don't go to the doctor. Well, actually, majority of us sleep with the same small group of men that is infecting everybody because everybody's attracted to the same type of man.
Damn, hit pause. Damn. You heard what she said? Damn. She's saying it's the same. That's crazy.
Talking hella fast.
Yeah, she talking fast, but she talking right.
She talking that stuff.
She talking right because you know what, and this is going. I remember I heard Kevin Samuel say something one time. A sister came on and said, "I can't find any good black men." He said, "Well, that's impossible because 51% of black men are single and have no children." When I heard that, I was like, "What? That's crazy." I looked it up. That was real. So I said, "Damn! So you mean to tell me all these babies is coming out of 49% of the brothers?" Damn. So that means that they're attracted to these guys, even though they know you might come in with a couple of kids. They say, "You know what? I like him. This guy over here, I don't like him. Give me that." So these 49% is making all the kids. So what she's saying is, she's saying something correct. That small little group of guys, they hitting everything. And all the sisters like them for whatever reason, right? But go ahead, hit play.
Also, too, they're more likely to be less sexually active than us, which is not a surprise. Y'all are hypersexual as hell. Men who are unemployed, they got the message. Homeless, they also got the message. Or in school, are more likely to not have sex like for a year or longer at a time. And there has been a rapid increase in the last couple of years of black women sleeping with specifically white men outside of their race, which is weird. The divestitureship is weird. Marrying your slave master, weird.
Whoa, hit pause. Okay, she cook. Yeah, her cook is right.
Yeah, she's got the seasonings on that.
Yeah, she's got a great cook, right? Because what? That's 100%. That's 100%.
That's right.
What she mentioned was the brothers who were unemployed, the brothers who were in school, whatever, they wasn't getting nothing. They wasn't having sex, period. Because they knowing like, damn, ain't no sense in me chasing nothing. I can't do nothing with them.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she said the women are hypersexualized. because the women don't have to do nothing. There's a man always coming and saying something to them. So they laying up for what? Maybe they want to go out. Okay, I want to go out. This guy can take me somewhere. They wind up laying with him. Oh, this one can give me pay for my phone bill. They wind up laying with him, right? So then all of a sudden you hypersexualize. That's all you do. Where these guys is having less sex than the women. This is what she bring it up. Then the women is what? Running outside. She said the divestment, meaning they leaving from their people and going to Esau, right? But the Lord talked about that, right? Now we got to get the scripture on it because we can't just. She was spitting some flame.
Yeah.
Where this guy go? Somebody read the Bible, bro.
What in the world is going on?
Come on.
73?
Yeah.
The book of Deuteronomy. Chapter 7 and verse 3.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 3.
No, I got it. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Right.
Thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his sons, nor his daughters shalt thou take unto thy son.
Right, meaning that the Israelites wasn't supposed to marry anybody outside of Israel, right? That was against God's laws. That's against God's laws now. So when the sisters is running out there thinking they doing something, y'all ain't really doing nothing. What y'all doing is bringing much sin into your life.
Yeah.
And now she's trying to let you know that what? A lot of those diseases is coming from over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they sleeping with you, to give it to you, because they hate you. You thinking they liking you, but no, they don't like you. They hate you. That's why they lean with you. They're using you as a rod cleaner. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Right. Meaning for you brothers, don't go out there and find out, oh, she's such a nice white girl. Let me give it to my son. No. The Lord said, don't do that. Right. Go ahead.
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
Right.
That they may serve other gods.
Right.
So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly.
Finish him. See, the important part about that scripture have nothing to do with the looks. See, because some of them people get emotional. What are you trying to say? They don't look good. The Lord ain't say ain't nobody was looking good. The other nations don't. He ain't saying nothing about that. He said, don't do it. That's it. Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
That's it. Right. Because it's going to turn you away from following me. That's what he said. That's it. Leave it alone. Don't start crying. Brothers in there talking about, oh man, but I seen this one brother. He came on talking about, oh, I'm in Philippines. These are the most beautiful women in the world. I was like, the Philippines? That's the most beautiful women in the world?
No,
bro, you come on, bro. You a whoremonger.
Right.
This man flew like 10, 15,000 miles to drop down in the country and say that's the most beautiful woman you ever seen.
No shape.
Bruh.
Form.
Bruh, this man sees no action in America. This
Right.
Man, this man was outside of the 49% of the brothers. Yeah, but and it's a whoremonger spirit. I'm just saying, it's clearly a reason why he flew the hell over there.
That's
right?
an expensive ticket.
Yeah.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yo.
Yeah, he needs some help. But play the rest of this thing.
Suck it, right? I'm gonna do it. And I'll give you the cheating, right? But I'm still gonna enjoy it because it's something I like to do.
Men have testosterone that drives them to procreate, drives them to want to get cheeks, to holler at women. It's a little bit more difficult as opposed to a woman. She can just give it away. A woman doesn't have to put in much work to get laid. Women tend to deal with the same guys. 20% of the guys are hitting 80% of the ladies. Dang. Y'all sharing community D, right? Then of course you guys are getting hit with the same diseased phallus.
Like women
Yo, he said y'all guys is getting hit with the same diseased phallus.
Damn.
Yo, that's
Boy, ain't
crazy.
no way, boy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, but that's real talk.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Yeah. And they going after the typical person that got the bread. They look like they got the bread. They only acting like they got the bread.
Right, they acting like it.
Yeah, they ain't got the bread. They do not have the bread. They just playing you. They do not have the bread, like they said.
Right, right. Oh man,
a lot of these brothers be having fat chains on and be hobosexuals.
Yeah, hobosexuals,
straight hobos. Take their socks, their shoes off, and got holes in their socks, but they got a big chain on. And at that time, it's too late.
Yeah.
Damn,
it's too late. You like his chain now.
He got his boy jacket on.
He got his boy jacket on for sure. They made his pants. The chain ain't even his.
Huh? Well, in order to avoid that, we read it. You know, whoremongers and adulterers, God gonna judge.
Right.
So we got to return that mind to the children.
Yeah.
Right? We got to show them the right way, regardless of how they feel. Because I know a lot of time societies, they want us to be friends with our children. You know, they don't want the children to be mad at the parent. You got to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
That's your role.
Man, you the referee, and when you the referee, you got to call the foul.
Yeah,
you got to throw the flag when it's a yellow flag need to be thrown.
Right.
You got to throw the flag when it's a red flag that need to be thrown. I mean, you can't play around. You got to play by the rules. What rules? God's rules. Proverbs 30 and verse 5.
Let's go. Come on.
Officer Judah said it the best. This stuff here that we reading is made to protect you. It's made to keep you away from the dumb stuff that's going around. Read that.
Proverbs chapter 30, verse 5.
Yeah.
Come on. Every word of God is pure. He is a shield unto them that put their trust in him.
He is the protector unto them that put their trust in him. So if you trust and believe in what the Bible say, you won't fare the worst. Scripture say you ain't never seen the righteous forsaken begging for bread. Why? Because he protected ones that keep his law. And if you don't keep the law, then again, you playing Russian roulette.
Right.
You playing those type of silly games. You don't want to be playing those type of silly games, man.
Nah. Hey, hit play number 5, y'all. Play number 5. And this is what we talking about. Really, y'all gotta fall back. Y'all don't know what you're dealing with on these streets. Go ahead, hit play.
My first reaction was pretty devastating. The doctor was really nice. I pretty much cried in the office for about an hour or so.
About 6 months ago, the doctor told this 27-year-old woman she has genital herpes. She's not alone. About half of African-American women have the sexually transmitted disease. There is medication to suppress flare-ups of herpes.
Hit pause. Half.
So that means in a 6-shooter revolver, it's 3 bullets in there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So you got a big possibility of shooting yourself.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is and yo, you know what 50% is? That's like right now if somebody's told us that we had a 50% chance of hitting lotto, we would be all buying tickets right now.
Man.
Right?
Stephen Curry don't hit 50% of the threes.
No.
He the best shooter
right
all time.
Right.
That
There's no
percentage is
sport
high.
where you really 50% anything.
Anything, bro.
And you the greatest. So this is the chances of you getting this is 50%.
Yikes.
Bro.
This is yo, go ahead, hit play.
American women have the sexually transmitted disease. There is medication to suppress flare-ups of herpes, but no cure. She wants to remain anonymous because she worries her health, sexuality, and her chance for love are irreparably damaged.
Right.
It's something that would happen maybe a couple of times a year, yes, but I mean, with just the slightest touch, I can always give it to somebody else.
It increases your risk of acquiring HIV by 2 to 3-fold. So we're worried about it because if you actually acquire the HSV2 virus, then you are more susceptible or more likely then to acquire the HIV virus.
Wow.
Dr. LaShawn Taylor.
Hit pause. I never heard of that before. I never knew that. So if you have that particular, she said HSV, right, type of herpes, then you have a very strong chance of catching HIV. That's heavy stuff. Go ahead, play. Play.
Susceptible or more likely then to acquire the HIV virus.
Dr. LaShawn Taylor led a recent CDC study indicating that 1 in 6 Americans between the ages of 14 and 49 are infected with herpes. The symptoms could be redness in the genital area, blisters, pain, or just soreness. Still, many people don't show any signs of this lifelong and incurable infection. That creates dangerous consequences for African American women. Experts say the stigma associated with having an STD hinders efforts to combat the infection.
It's psychological and social. Some, as I said, make the moral decision to not disclose, and others decide the best thing to do is to be honest, and they do, and they take their chances.
The CDC has an ongoing effort to increase awareness and lower the genital herpes infection rate. Still, this young woman wants the movement to work harder. Lila Ibrahim, The Associated Press.
At all. I'm very afraid to.
And hey, you know what's wild? That video is 15 years old. So
we don't even increase.
Right. So the numbers probably went up Lord's willing went down, but
that never went up, Cap.
Yeah, got to,
bro. They got things like OnlyFans now. That thing went up, bro.
Yeah, damn, I ain't even think on that.
Yeah, that thing went up, bro. It's normal for everybody to try to be a porn star. It's about 70.
It's about 70. That man is crazy. It's about 70. Bro, damn 70. Somebody look that up, man. You know, we laughing because of the statement was funny, but this is the reality, right? And we know people live with this, right? And they're still able to live normally, right? Because it's flare-ups. It's a way to get around and things like that. But you don't want to have to deal with that. That's the point, right? No one has to. Nobody wants to have to deal with that because that, like you said, it's a like the sister said, it's very psychological. It's going to impact your whole spirit, your whole demeanor, the way you move is going to be totally different, right? It might bring out the worst in you. Like she said, some people don't disclose, right? Because they don't give a damn now. Now they're like, well, shit, somebody gave it to me. I'm gonna give it to them.
That's how they think,
right? Look at this.
Oh, look, I said 70.
You said 70. Yo, what in the world? God. Yo, please read that, bro.
Data indicates that there are racial and ethnic disparities in the prevalence of herpes simplex virus in the United States. HSV-1. Mexican-American persons had the highest prevalence of HSV-1 during 2015-2016 at 71.7%.
So that's the oral herpes. So Issachar is dealing with that the most, right? Go ahead.
There was no significant difference in HSV-1 prevalence between non-Hispanic Black, 58.8%, and non-Hispanic Asian, 55.7% persons.
Right. So that's about the same as the Asians. I don't know how they jumped into this. All right, but here's the genital herpes. Go ahead.
HSV-2. Non-Hispanic Black persons had the highest prevalence of HSV-2 at 34.6%.
Okay.
Prevalence was also observed in Mexican American, 9.4%, and non-Hispanic Asian, 3.8% populations.
So damn. So Judah's at 34.6, and then Issachar's at 9.4. Now, there could be reasons behind that, right? It could be that there's no documentation of that, right?
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of Issachar's not documented, so they don't go to the the regular doctor and so on and so forth. So maybe the number's a little skewed. But at the end of the day, that's still 34%. That's heavy. Go ahead.
African-American women represented a significant proportion of HSV-2 cases, accounting for 53% of cases, according to some statistics.
Damn, so it's 53 as opposed to what we heard 15 years ago, right? So go ahead, because they were talking about African-American women, right? So they went up 3% since we heard the last time. Go ahead.
Studies have also shown that young Black men who have sex with men are disproportionately affected by HSV-2.
And of course, right? Damn. And of course, because they talking about homosexuality, they don't want to put the number up there. Why they don't put the number up there? Right? Because they're going to show that this homosexuality is not a thing to be.
It's a what's the scripture called it? An inordinate affection.
Inordinate affection. They don't want to put the number. The number's probably like 80-something%. They don't want to put that there. Hey, click on that thing, that little paper clip or that attachment. What that say? That's all the link. Okay. Scroll down. All right. Wait, the last one.
The bottom.
Disparities in herpes simplex. Okay, go ahead. Click that. Yeah, let's see if they have that. Wait. Scroll down.
There was something.
Scroll down. I thought I seen something there. There you go. Right there. Men who have sex with men.
Men who have sex with men, MSM, are at greatest risk of HIV infection in the United States.
Okay.
With incidence rates comparable to some regions in sub-Saharan Africa. CDC's National HIV Behavioral Surveillance Systems estimated in 2008 that non-Hispanic Black MSM had the highest prevalence of HIV, 28%, followed by Hispanics, 18%, and white MSM, 16%.
Okay. Scroll down to see if we can see the herpes thing.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
You gotta multiply all them numbers.
Scroll down. There you go. Oh, it's highlighted. There you go.
In the U.S., non-Hispanic blacks have the highest lifetime seroprevalence, 41.8% of HSV2, with prevalence near 4 times that of non-Hispanic whites, 11.3%. Although a racial disparity in HSV2 among MSM is suspected, there is no clear evidence.
Oh, boy.
Yo, it's evidence. You
Hold
just
up.
put it up there.
There's no clear evidence.
Something ain't right.
But why would they? You see, but this is the thing, because they love this life. They love that homosexual lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah, this is crazy. Why wouldn't they just put the number? There's no clear proof. What are you talking about? Yeah, this is crazy. Hey, let's get some law. Let's get some laws, man. Yeah. Let's get some laws, man.
Yeah, man. Bring it up.
Come on. What you looking at me for, bro? You don't know. You don't know how to teach the people.
That mean pull something, brother.
Bruh, get the get the law on homosexuality. What we doing? I gotta quote this for them. This man.
This is the book of Exodus.
He's sitting over there with that smile on his face.
Yeah.
Go ahead, read it.
Exodus chapter 18 and verse
Leviticus.
Exodus 18. Oh, that's why he wanted us to pull it.
Yeah, I was like, where you going?
That's why he wanted us to pull it. He don't know what the hell he doing.
Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22. Yeah. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind.
Right.
It is abomination.
Right. It is abomination. That homosexuality is abomination. Right. Watch this. Matter of fact, go to Romans 1. Because Romans 1 gonna hit on this right here, what we just read.
Romans chapter 1, and you want me to start at verse 25?
No, I want you to go down to 28.
Romans chapter 1, verse 28.
Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. Start in 27.
Verse 27. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another.
Right. So the Lord said that the man is burning in their lust one towards another. Have nothing to do with they're born that way. Nobody's born gay. All right, get that out your head. That's not a thing. You're not born gay. It's a sin. Just like you're not born a thief. You became a thief because that's what you wanted to steal. That's it. Read.
Men with men, working that which is unseemly.
Working that which is unseemly. Go ahead.
And receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat.
Right. So when they wind up getting HIV and those diseases, the Lord said they got what they deserve. That's what he's saying. You know, it sounds rough to y'all out there who never heard that scripture before, but that's what he's saying, that recompense for their error. What was the error? Having sex, a man having the sex with another man. That's the error. And he's going to recompense them with what? That disease. And it said it was meat, meaning it was good for them. That's what the Lord is saying. So for those of y'all who don't like to hear these kind of things, you know, too bad.
And it's a crazy thing because you got people that say that they believe in this Bible.
Right.
Pastors with first men. what type is this?
The hell is this?
What's going on here, bro?
Man.
That's New Testament we was reading too, bro.
That's the New Testament, bro.
Y'all better get y'all life together, man.
Yeah.
That ain't right, man.
No. Ain't nowhere in the New Testament said that two men could get married.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
Nah.
And I think most of the Christian pastors, they don't go up there and try to marry no men, but some of them do. Because they want new friends. They want money. You know?
Just trying
burning in their lust.
Yeah, instead of trying to make people mad, they want to befriend everybody, and they'll skew the word of God for
right.
What's that? Trimming your ways to seek love.
That's right.
Bro, I have never heard a pastor bring out Romans 1 ever.
No, they don't do it. They scared to death.
You get 1 Corinthians 6 and 9.
Get that thing.
1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God?
Right. These will not get the kingdom of God. And this what you would expect a pastor to be breaking down, because everybody in the church should be trying to get the kingdom, right? Read on.
Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves.
So the first thing it mentioned was fornicator.
Talking to the mic.
Excuse me. Fornication was the first thing it mentioned, and that's what we see in day to day. We got that casual sex going on. That's the fornication, right? The next thing it mentioned is idolaters. The next thing it mentions is adulterers. Then it goes into effeminate and abusers of themselves with mankind. They're going to your homosexuality. You know what I'm saying? Men acting like women, women acting like men. So it's say they will not get the kingdom. So why wouldn't a pastor teach the people that, hey, you came in like that, you got to change that?
Yeah.
Right. Why wouldn't you teach that?
That's another one that they skip, Officer Judah. They skip right over that.
Yeah. In this New Testament.
They skip 6 and 9 and read. They skip right down to 12 and read from there.
Yeah.
Like,
he needs some milk.
Terrible. It's terrible.
They refuse to tell the people to repent. They refuse because they know once they say that, ain't nobody coming back to church.
Right. Yeah.
And then they trying to worry about why how'd you get all those people in there? Those guys, it's a cult. No, it's not a cult. Y'all don't understand. You can't be afraid to teach the law.
Right.
Whoever don't want to hear the law, that they'll stay outside. Yeah. We all the brothers and sisters who are now in the congregation are here due to the law.
Yeah.
They're not here because we said, oh, don't worry about it. Come as you are, stay as you are. We never said that. We said, come, get your mind right, and you got to change.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's why they're here. So y'all worried about got me doing the Donald Trump. That's why y'all, that's why y'all. That's why they're here. We not worried about, oh damn, we gonna offend the sister, or we told her she can't wear pants no more. She's offended. She ain't gonna come. She ain't gonna come until she get her mind right. Many sisters will tell you that they battled with that hard before they came in.
Yeah.
It took them like a year to get over not wearing the pants, and then finally they said, "Oh God, I gotta get in there. Let me get rid of these pants." Whatever you gotta do, get it right, and then come on in.
Yeah.
Lord ain't playing with y'all.
We hear that Christian spirit at camp all the time say, "You guys are the message. You guys are bringing it too raw. Too. Why don't you tone it down a little bit?" Because they never thought reading God's word as it is written would work.
Right.
It's just as simple as that. Just read it as it's written, and the elect is gonna come.
That's right.
That's right.
Give me John 10:27. Right, the elect is gonna come. All we got to do is read this word. God said, "Prophesy unto the dry bones." Right.
That's it.
And speak unto them my words. That's all you got to do. Why the church want to do something different than that?
Because they ain't know what dry bones. They ain't know what Ezekiel 37 was talking about.
Exactly.
They never did know. They never understood it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
John chapter 10 verse 27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
Right. My sheep hear my voice, and they follow me. They follow me. So guess what? I know when my child screams, I know that's my child. I don't got to scream, or I don't got to see it. I know that's my child. I go run over there. The same way God's elect gonna hear that. You know what? That's the right message right there.
Right.
Regardless of how hard it came out or how rough it came out,
right.
That's right. And they're gonna come and follow God.
Right. 100%. Hey, play video number 6. Watch this, y'all. Play video number 6.
Have y'all seen that video about that girl who came on here to let everybody know about the massive HIV outbreak that's taking over Pennsylvania and Texas right now? And I'm talking about cases in the 100,000s. Yeah, I decided to do my own little research. And when I tell you that being celibate has to be the best thing that I unintentionally did for myself.
Hit pause.
Because it's...
She said I unintentionally did it. Right? Meaning that she just ain't had no man at the time. Right? So her legs just remain closed. But now that she found out these statistics, she's like, well, maybe I made the right decision.
Yeah.
Right. You know? But we need them. But you know what? All praises. Right? Because the Lord is going to bring these things just so we can learn, right? Hosea 5:15. Real quick, read that. And we're going to get back. Don't y'all leave that video right where it's at.
Hosea chapter 5 and verse 15. I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face.
Right.
In their affliction, they will seek me early.
In their affliction, they're going to seek me early. Us as a people, we going through a lot. It's always something. It's gang violence, diseases, sexual diseases, this, that, bad education, all that. The Lord is allowing all of this so we could come and understand what we in. So even this, we supposed to be able to see this and say, damn, who's this happening to? Look at those statistics. Those statistics alone let you know that there's something wrong. There's something wrong. We're supposed to be able to look at that and say, hey, we got to stop doing what we're doing. All right, but hit play.
In the 100,000s.
Yeah, I decided to do my own little research. And when I tell you that being celibate has to be the best thing that I unintentionally did for myself, because it's scary out there. It's scary out there. Like, I think that it's about time that all of us women get on PrEP. As of 2025, the cities with the highest HIV rates in the United States are New York City, Miami, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, Chicago, Illinois, and Washington, D.C. Now, I took it upon myself to go and screenshot the 20 cities with the highest counts of HIV and AIDS in the United States. This is recorded from 2024. What I had shown you before was where we're at as far as the cities with the highest rates of HIV in 2025. The new updated version or the updated list will be provided probably around the same time this was published. But I'm going to post them. And look behind me to see if your city is on this list. Starting at number 20, San Francisco, Oakland, Berkeley, California.
Damn, hit pause. Okay,
Damn.
okay. That's the area over here.
That's the area over here.
Right? That's what's known as the Bay Area. Right? A lot of fruitiness going on down there.
Man, I told you.
Heavy levels. You told me that.
The water, bro.
You told me that when I came out here. You said,
Did it rain?
Listen, bro, if it rain, make sure you got an umbrella or stay inside. Cause the clouds over there might just turn you, bro. Yo, San Francisco, Oakland, Berkeley. Okay? Damn. Go ahead. Hit play.
Johnny Storm.
Look at the rates. Next, we have San Juan, Carolina, Puerto Rico. I can't say the last part, but
that's Puerto Rico, y'all. That's Ephraim right there.
Here's the rates for you. Los Angeles, Long Beach, Glendale, California.
Yeah.
Cali is heavy. Cali's representing so far.
Party.
That's where Diddy was playing.
Yeah.
You gotta tell him no.
Yo.
No Diddy.
Damn.
Go ahead, y'all. Crazy.
There's your rates. Now you have Columbia, South Carolina. West Palm Beach, Boca Raton, basically Florida. There you go. Jackson, Mississippi gets number 15.
Wow.
Newark, New Jersey is number 14.
Wow.
Washington, Arlington, Alexandria, D.C. area has number 13.
Yep.
Memphis, Tennessee is at number 12.
Gotta be.
Baltimore, Columbia, Towson, Maryland at number 11. Baton Rouge, Louisiana for number 10. New Orleans, Louisiana.
Oh, yeah.
At number 9.
Yeah, they get it in.
Atlanta, Sandy Springs, Alpharetta, Georgia is at number 8.
How is Atlanta at 8?
Man, that's
Atlanta
where all
should've
of
been
the activity is going on.
Atlanta's out of control.
Hold up.
That's where all the movement is at. That's what we call roaches at my job.
Man, they get it busy.
That's where all the movement is at.
Yeah, Atlanta, you gotta be careful. Go ahead.
8. New York, Jersey City, New York is at number 7.
Yeah, of course.
San Francisco, San Mateo, Redwood City, California is at number.
They had to
Yo,
do it
San
twice.
Francisco came in twice.
They had to do it twice.
How's San Francisco gonna be number 20 and number 6?
Man, she said we had to double back on that.
Yeah.
Because they added Oakland in with 20.
I'm crying.
But
right.
Mess.
San Francisco by itself, 6.
San Francisco was like this.
Bruh, you gotta see, man. If you seen some of the abominable things that go on out there, bro.
I remember when I came out here and I'm driving through San Francisco and all that, a good little time. I said, yo, it ain't crazy like what I thought. I thought it was gonna be more fruitier than that. You know what I mean?
Dun, dun.
And then one day I'm like, I ain't even thinking about it. Drove. I'm at the stop. I'm at the red light. I look to the left. I'm like, what? It was a bar, and dudes had on chains, and that was a shirt with tight leather pants, and I was like, and the bar was outside. I said, it ain't nothing but fruitcake. I was like,
listening to YMCA,
man.
Chaps, they were
real
chaps.
talk. They was wearing no, real talk. They had on chaps. It was bugged out. I said, yo, this is it. Yo, I had to get up out of there, man. And I'm at the red light. You got to just be there looking at it.
You just got to be there looking at it.
Yo, it was crazy. Go ahead,
terrible.
Number 6. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at number 5.
Damn, Philly.
Number 5. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Pompeo Beach, Florida is at number 4.
Gangster.
Look at the rates.
Look at the rates.
New York, Jersey City, White Plains.
New York. They brought New York back. That's what it's called, New York, New York. Yeah. Big city of dreams. Right?
Oh, ain't nowhere to run now. Ain't nowhere
Right? But what's crazy, they put White Plains. Now, White Plains is like it's suburban almost. You know what I mean? It's right outside the 5 boroughs. It's kind of suburban. I'm shocked to see that. But go ahead.
New York is at number 3. Miami Beach, Kendall,
Again.
Florida, number 2.
They keep bringing Miami back.
I'm going to bring you guys to number 1. At number 1 is Fort Lauderdale, Pompeo Beach, Sunrise, Florida.
It's kind of
Florida
interesting.
was on there 5 times.
Florida's not playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they loose.
They real loose. You know, all them beaches and
Yep.
everybody half naked, and that's what they doing.
Yeah, that's
You
crazy.
can't be doing that.
Yeah, you can't be doing that. But no, this is real deal.
Yeah,
But play the
that's
rest of
scary.
that. What else you got to say on here?
If you're a straight woman, if you're a bi woman, if you are a poly woman, if you ever seen that video?
What the hell is she talking about?
She started talking crazy.
I'm getting
at the-
confused. What is poly? Polyamorous. So that means what? You got like more than one man, multiple men? Oh, do anything you want? Okay, she's wild.
Yeah, she wilding.
She wanna how you gonna go to the culprit and tell the culprit, hey man, listen, be careful out there.
Right.
When you wanna rob, is the cops be around? You know, just watch yourself. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
They the cause of the problem. What are you talking about? Let me talk to the bi and the poly. What are you telling you? This sister crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to leave her alone for a while. She about to talk dumb. But I do like those little stats she put out there. But she sound real crazy. But
Yeah.
look, there was a question the
bugged
sister
out.
asked. Her name is Princess Court. She's in the chat. And she asked a question, how can she teach her 2-year-old son this in a way that he can understand, right? But you're not going to really be able to, he has no understanding of sexuality at all right now, right? But it's like what we brought out earlier. Did we bring that out earlier about teaching them by the way and all of that?
Yep.
Right.
No, we didn't bring that exact
out.
scripture out.
Right. Let's bring that out. All right. Bring this out. Oh, yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 6.
Go ahead.
And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
Right. You're going to teach what? What's the words he's talking about? The word that the Lord is talking about is the commandments. Right. You're going to teach them diligently, by the way. Go ahead.
And thou shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way.
Go ahead.
And when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
Meaning you're going to teach your child all the time the commandments of the Lord, right? And what's the commandments, right? That what? You're going to love the Lord your God. You're going through the 10. I'm not going to run all the way through them. But one of the commandments is what? Teaching your son how he going to get married to a sister, right? Give me the law on marriage real quick. Give me that real quick.
Let's go. Come on.
All right.
Exodus chapter 22 and verse
16.
Verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed.
Right. Now, this scripture is more talking about when you disorderly, right? But the point is, right, that you have to do what? You can't just lay up with women. That's the point, right? And it's going to show you right here. Go ahead.
And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed,
right,
and lie with her,
right. So if he talked to this woman, she's not, and she's not getting married to another man, and he lay with her, go ahead.
He shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Right. He has to marry that woman. So that's the point, sis. We gotta be able to teach our children how to go about getting married, right? What does it take to be a real man, right? You're gonna teach your son. Right, so Lord's will, if his father not in his life and he around us, then we're gonna show him what it is, right? So these kind of things don't go on, Lord willing, right? So that's the answer to that question. That's how you're gonna teach your son, but he's only 2 years old, so he can't know all of this right now. But as you teach him along the way and he follows the commandments of God, he's gonna know, damn, I can't really run out there and lay with this girl real quick. I can't do it, you know?
No, just be honest too. Kids smarter than you think. Kids are smart, man. They smarter than the adults.
Right. Damn.
They are.
Damn. Yeah. He said, yeah. Yeah, real talk. Hey, play number 8. Play number 8. Watch this.
Everybody
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody either had an STD or an infection what is this shit called?
Yeast
Yeast infection.
vaginosis.
You
Oh, the
know,
yeast infection.
everybody has gotten that before. And if you just lying and say you haven't, bro, then I can't
You're
trust
lying,
you. I'm
bitch.
not fucking you. I'm not fucking you because you just lied that fast. Like,
Look how casually she said that.
Yeah. Look how she's sitting.
Yeah, look, she's insane. She's destroyed. The sister is destroyed, right? Because she don't understand what she's in. She don't understand really what she's doing. Oh, if you can't tell, well, I ain't effing you. I ain't effing you. Like, it's nothing. It's nothing to her. What man really want to lay with you anyway?
Right. No way.
Who wants you like that? You could tell, look at her spirit. Her spirit, you could see that thing standing outside of her body. She's finished. She's finished. You got something?
Finish him.
Yeah, go ahead. Hit play.
Everybody
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody either had an STD or an infection. Bacteria. What is this shit called? Yeast infection.
Vaginosis.
You
Oh, the
know,
yeast infection.
everybody has gotten that before. And if you just lying and say you haven't, bro, then I can't
You're
trust
lying,
you. I'm
bitch.
not fucking you. I'm not fucking you because you just lied that fast. Like,
That motherfucking drive to the clinic be the worst. Like, damn.
What'd he say?
He said the drive to the clinic be the worst.
That man is retarded.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God.
But this is
That's
what
that
we
lifestyle.
dealing with, y'all. She said everybody done had it. Don't worry about it. And if you say you ain't have it, you lying, and that's when I ain't laying with you. So when you do say, oh yeah, I had whatever 10 times, but I'm clear. That's when she laying with you?
Yeah, she like, cool, me too.
Let's
get it on.
Bro, you can't make it up. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah, man, that's that lifestyle. That's that lifestyle. Everybody ain't had that. But everybody in her circle done had that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, everybody that she dealing with done had that. So.
She holding something right now. That's why she had her legs wide open. You ain't see that?
Yeah,
She was hoping the breeze would get up in there and just
cool it off.
Just cool it off.
Smoking.
Yeah, that's what Israel was trying to hit. That nuclear facility. That's what
World War III is on now.
Yo, the United States was looking for the what they call it. They try to hit her before she finished making her bomb.
Yeah,
she was in the first stages of enriching plutonium down in between there, bruh.
Oh snap!
It's just terrible, bruh. Hey, we got to play this other one right here. Go ahead. Hit number 9. We showing y'all all this because y'all know how this thing is. You could go on for 100 years, but the point is to drive the point home, family. We got to stay in the spirit. We got to stay in the spirit. The Lord set up these laws for a reason, right? Go ahead. And if you happen to by chance catch one of these diseases, right, and you ain't dead and you ain't done, and you got to go to the doctor, you getting medication and it's holding you down, well, then you have to change. Right? That don't mean you gone and the Lord ain't with you, but you got to change. Yeah. That was the punishment. That was your trial. That's what you got to deal with. Right? Go ahead.
Are sexually active and you know that you have an STD, then you need to inform people of that. Because when you don't and you infect that person, you are changing their life forever and they are making a decision that they do not know. Like, this shit is going to change the rest of my life. And there's nothing I can do. And I'm embarrassed. And I'm humiliated and I feel so stupid. I feel so stupid for letting someone take advantage of me in a moment of weakness. But I did not consent to this. And I'm going to get justice for myself. Because there have been so many times in my life where I haven't. And this is not fair. And I refuse to let anybody else feel like this if I can help it.
Yeah, that's the guy who gave it to her. So she put him in there just to,
Yeah.
She said it's not fair.
You see that big old Christian cross she had on?
Yeah, that's not gonna help her.
And the tattoo of the breasts on the neck all at the same time. You see what it produced?
Exactly.
You know? She said she made a decision that she didn't consent to that decision, but when you roll the dice, you know that craps is a possibility.
Yeah.
You know, so she didn't get married or, not to say that it's her fault or anything.
Right.
She living that lifestyle. So let's say, for instance, somebody repent.
Right.
Let's say she repent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what Cap's saying. You just got to change.
Yep.
All right. We done made our mistakes. Some people have, some people come in the truth with, you know, kids from another nation or,
right.
You know, a lot of different residual things happen.
Exactly.
Somebody may be looking for you for some bad you did in the world or whatever.
Right.
And those things come with you. Some people got court cases and, you know, these things come with you, but you don't have to let that define you. You can, you know, repent. That's why I like that 1 Corinthians 6:9. At the end of it, it went into adultery. It went into fornication, stealing, all kind of things we came into. And then it said, and such were some of you, meaning you repent of those things.
Right.
Yeah. You repent of a tattoo, you still got the tattoo on you.
Right.
You just
Just
can't
don't
get no more. You know?
Right. You know, hey, get Luke 14 real quick. Get Luke 14, and we can start at 26. Right? Because the point is for us to change, right? And when we have these issues, we got to still keep pushing. We got to keep pushing, y'all. You got to keep pushing. All right? Go ahead.
Luke chapter 14, verse 26.
Come on.
If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife.
When it's talking about hate here, it's not talking about literally hate your father and mother, because the scriptures say that what? You were to honor your father and mother. It's talking about their ways, right? Hate their ways. If they not with the truth, they not with what God is saying, hate their ways. Go ahead.
And mother and wife.
Right.
And children.
And children, go ahead.
And brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also.
That's the one. And his own life also. Meaning your own life that you've been living in the world, right? You got to hate that thing. You got to say, all right, I'm done with this. I got to do away with this, right? Go ahead.
He cannot be my disciple.
Because if you don't change, you can't be the Lord's disciple. So don't let the Christian church tell you, oh, come as you are and just stay as you are. No. They don't say stay. See, they don't use the term stay as you are, but when they say come as you are, it's already understood you don't have to change anymore. You're good the way you are. Yep. That ain't what this says right here. This says that what? If you don't change who you are, if you don't hate that lifestyle, that old man, you cannot be the Lord's disciple. Read on.
That's right.
And whosoever doth not bear his cross.
That's the part. You got to bear your cross, right? So you have one of these STIs, whatever, or like Officer was saying, you have an issue court system, this, that, whatever, all of the stuff that plagues you and is on your shoulders, right? The Lord said, what? If whosoever does not bear his cross, go ahead.
And come after me.
Right, and still come after the Lord and still follow the Lord, regardless of what you're going through. Go ahead.
Cannot be my disciple.
Cannot be my disciple. Meaning you cannot be taught because you caught up in yourself. No. Leave that alone and come forth. All right? Follow the Lord. But go ahead, man. What you got?
I got Ecclesiastes 9 and 11. So, I mean, in this world, it's really random. This world is really random. So you may say, well, I got this. Maybe I'm an evil person. I'm unredeemable. It's not like that.
Right.
You know, we all deserve death. Every one of us deserve death. All the Sabbaths we broke, all the idolatry we done committed, how many birthdays we've kept. How many Christmases we've kept. You know what I'm saying? We should be put to death for many things. How much adultery we've done in our lifetime. So when we come with these residual effects, it's not the end. You know what I'm saying? You still a new creature, but watch this.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 11.
Come on.
I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift.
Just because you fast don't mean you gonna win, right? This ain't that kind of race. Read.
Nor the battle to the strong.
Just because you strong don't mean you going to win the fight. This ain't that kind of fight, read.
Neither yet bread to the wise.
Just because you wise don't mean you going to gain more bread, read.
Nor yet riches to the men of understanding.
Just because you got understanding don't mean you going to have a lot of riches, read.
Nor yet favor to men of skill.
Just because you skilled don't mean you're going to be favored amongst people, read.
But time and chance happeneth to them all.
It's random. This world is random. Right. Read on.
For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net.
Just like fish get caught in the net. They was swimming around. They've been swimming around all their life. Never seen the net. And then boom, got caught up. Right? Read on.
And as the birds that are caught in the snare.
Same way. The birds get caught in the snare. Read.
So are the sons of men snared in an evil time.
You was at the club that night. You met that dude. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, you got in that fight. You know, you got locked up or whatever. Hey, it's an evil time happened to you all of a sudden, Reed.
When it falleth suddenly upon him.
It falls suddenly upon us. It falls suddenly upon us. So when we're reading a lot of Solomon's wisdom, at the end of the day, he told us, hey, let's get that in 12. Ecclesiastes 12.
Let's go. Come on.
12 and 13.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Right.
Fear God and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man.
That's your whole duty. After we done got caught up in the evil things we done did or whatever, your whole duty now finding out is to fear God and keep his commandments no matter what ailment you come in with. Right? Read on.
For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Hey, whether you do good or evil, you're going to get a judgment for it after death. After death, right? So it behooves us. It's like repentance, like what do they call that? When they expunge your record,
right?
You got like a long rap sheet. You should go to jail forever, right? But if you bring your repentance, it all get expunged,
right?
You know, you go to the fines line, take your little STD, you know, take your little court charge, take your little child support. You're lucky you didn't die,
right?
That's
cool. That hey, listen, real quick. Give me Romans 6:23. Right? Watch this, y'all. Because you heard what the officer said, but this is perfect what we about to read. Watch this.
Romans chapter 6, verse 23.
Come on.
For the wages of sin is death.
Right. So you was really supposed to get a death sentence for all that what you did.
Right.
Right? But what you got now is a plea agreement. You got the plea deal. That's what you got. And it sounded a little rough, like the sister said, oh, this is not fair, right? We don't know what she dealing with. Was she had HIV?
Yeah.
Okay. But she probably still could live. You understand what I'm saying? She could still get a thing. And I know it's easy for us to say who ain't got it, but that's the point. She can still live. But that's a plea agreement, right? Many of us got things we dealing with. It's a, like you brought out earlier, it's a myriad of things.
Yeah.
Everybody got some kind of trial or something they dealing with. The Lord said you got to bear your cross, right? That's our plea deal.
Yeah.
So although you didn't get put to death, it's just like if you want in a court for a criminal case, you avoided the death sentence, but now you got to do 20 years.
Yeah.
20 years ain't easy. Right? So when you in this walk, it ain't going to be the easiest thing in the world.
Right.
But at the end, you understand you're going to get that everlasting life. Right? Watch this, y'all. Give me John 5. John 5 and 8. Right? Because this man right here, he wanted to get healed. He didn't have time. There was a pool of water. And then the people would step into the pool of water and become healed. He was lame. He couldn't never get there fast enough. Right? So then the Lord healed him. Right? So read in verse 8 and read down.
John chapter 5, verse 8. Jesus saith unto him, Rise, take up thy bed and walk. And immediately the man was made whole, and took up his bed and walked. And on the same day was the Sabbath.
Right, so this happened on the Sabbath. Christ did this on the Sabbath day. Go ahead.
The Jews therefore said unto him that was cured, It is the Sabbath day. It is not lawful for thee to carry thy bed.
Right, because they said you ain't supposed to be working today, right? This is Sabbath day. Why are you carrying your bed? This is what they trying to come up with. Go ahead.
He answered them. He said, He that made me whole, the same said unto me, Take up thy bed and walk.
Right, because that's what Christ told him. Take up your bed and walk away. Right, go ahead.
Then asked they him, What man is that which said unto thee, Take up thy bed and walk? And he that was healed wist not who it was, for Jesus had conveyed himself away, a multitude being in that place.
Right, because Christ wasn't going around saying, listen, I am Jesus. You are healed. No, he wasn't doing that. He just healed them. Boom. But look what Christ said to him. Go ahead.
Afterward, Jesus findeth him in the temple and said unto him, Behold, thou art made whole.
Stop. Behold, thou art made whole. Go ahead.
Sin no more.
Sin no more. You heard that? You have to change. Letting you know that the sickness came due to part of sin. Y'all understand that? Sometimes during that pleasurable sin, you're going to get afflicted. This is what the scripture is telling you right now.
Right.
Read on.
Lest a worse thing come up unto thee.
Lest a worse thing come unto you. Meaning that if you don't change, I'm going to have to kill you next time. You understand that, y'all? So we gotta really take heed to what's happening out here. We have to take heed to what the Lord is saying. So when we going through these things and we talk about, we just using loose talk on our plea agreement. Hey, make sure you stick to that plea agreement, because you go outside of that, now the Lord got to put you to death. Right. It's just that simple. And it ain't talking about just a regular death, because we all gonna die that death unless Christ come back first, right? But he talking about that everlasting life. All right.
Let's get another plea agreement.
Yeah.
Give me 2 Samuel 2 and start at 7. I'll jump. Right? Because King David, he committed adultery and killed a brother. You know what I'm saying? He supposed to get death for that, right? Watch this.
2 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 7. Come on. Therefore now, let your hands be strengthened and be valiant.
12. 2 Samuel 12 verse 7.
Oh,
did I say 2?
Yeah.
All right, my bad. It's all right.
2 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 7. And Nathan said to David, thou art the man.
After he gave the parable, he said, you the one that did that wicked thing. Read.
Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, I anointed thee king over Israel, and I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul.
Right.
I gave thee thy master's house and thy master's wives into thy bosom, and gave thee the house of Israel and of Judah. And if it had been too little, I would moreover have given thee such and such things.
Right. So he had everything. God gave him everything. Read on.
Wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of the Lord, to do evil in his sight?
He did wrong. Read.
Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword.
Strike 1.
And hast taken his wife to be thy wife.
Strike 2.
And hast slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon.
Should get death for this. Read on.
Now therefore the sword shall never depart from thine house.
Here go the plea agreement right here. He said, hey, look, I ain't gonna kill you, but hey, look, the sword ain't never gonna depart from your house. Read.
Damn.
Because thou hast despised me, and hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife.
What else he gonna do?
Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thine own house.
Your family gonna turn on you. Just come with it.
Yeah,
just come with it.
Nobody want to hear that.
Right? Read on.
And I will take thy wives before thine eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor, and he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of this son.
All this gonna come with it. All this come with it. But guess what? Did he quit, or did he write a whole book of Psalms and prayed for the rest of the time? Please forgive me. You know what I'm saying? He wrote books and books and books of Psalms.
Right.
Prayers to the Lord after this.
Right.
You know, so that's the same kind of message. Even though you got your judgment or whatever, you gotta continue on and pray to the Lord. Same thing. Yep. Same thing happened with King Solomon.
Yep.
Kingdom get rent from his hand. You know, and he writes Ecclesiastes for us.
Right.
You know, so
yeah. All praises. Yeah, that's it for us tonight. You know what I mean? But all praises to the Lord. Lord willing, y'all got something out of it. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's clap it up. Clap it. Real. Hey, so don't forget the Booster Club, all right? The Isaiah 11:11 project. We all over the world gathering the 12 tribes, all right? But it's not easy. Why? Because we need funds, all right? It's very expensive to do the work. Right. We don't complain. We love doing the work, but we do need the help monetarily, right? So see this QR code, click on that, send what you can, all right? You're going to help us out gathering the 12 tribes, Zephaniah, chapter 2, right? Verse 1, all right? And also, save a couple of pennies for us, you know what I mean? Donate to the show, the Nehemiah Squad, all right? They go QR code, hit that, throw us a few pennies, all right? Come on. Why do y'all do that? Come on, don't be silly.
A little time, guys.
Yeah, they put that up there for 2 seconds and then switch because they want to go home. I don't give a damn where y'all want to go. I don't care where y'all want to go. Matter of fact, we're going to stay here for another half an hour.
Yeah,
they try to play the music.
Overtime.
Yo, they try to shut the lights off. They try to turn the lights on in the club. We ain't going nowhere.
We got the budget for it. We got the budget.
Yeah. Yo, all right, so there we are, iuic.norcal@israelunite.org, PayPal, or just hit that QR code, all right, y'all? Send us a couple of bucks. All right, now y'all can go. Come on, these guys are clients. All right, all praises. So next week, all right, next week's show is going to be a good show. Spoke to the sister today, a Dr. Chiaku Hansen. All right, psychologist. So the name of the show is going to be called When Psychology Meets the Bible. This is going to be very interesting. The sister, she's Christian, and, she deals with her patients helps them out through psychology, but she also uses certain scriptures and things like that. So, that's going to be very interesting for us, obviously. You know what I mean? And she's excited to be on the show. We talked today because she see what we do, and she want to, get up in here. We want her on the show, and she saw what it was, so it's going to be a great look.
That's right.
Lord's will, Life Lasts. That's going to be next Monday the 30th, 8:30 p.m. Y'all already know. All right. That's it, y'all. We got anything else? That's it? All right. So that's it. Hey, listen, you taking us out, bro?
Man, I'm gonna try this thing.
Yeah,
man.
you try.
Yeah, give me the give me Nehemiah, man. It's not as easy as it looks.
Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 21. Then I testified against them and said unto them, why lodge ye about the wall? If ye do so again, I will lay hands on you.
Hey, if you do this thing again, we got to lay hands on you. If you think virginity is a made-up term, we got to lay hands on you.
Yo.
If you spreading diseases on purpose through the community, we got to lay hands on you.
100%.
And if y'all try to take us out early again and leave that QR code on for 2 seconds again, we got to lay hands on you. Hey, yo, this the Nehemiah Squad. Hey, we got the mighty Captain Zaccai. Hey, I'm Officer Judah.
All praises. Both sides, Christ bless y'all.
Yes,
shalom, shalom.
Night into night, knowing the price, pay it off for my life. Till it's out with your lights, do it all for the Christ, and he ain't playing nice. Knew the end from the start. Fix your face like it's art. The sons of a simp, call him Bart. Yeah, you did your best, played your part, but now it's time to cut you to the heart. Flex on occasion. It's the strangeness of the salvation. You see it, believe it, amazing. Them chariots coming invasion since the creation. War, mine, Lord, bless the general. Greatest nation, eat them unequivocal. Bombs dropping, buddy, cause it's biblical. Start shit, now it's time to finish. Whoa. Said he won't vote, he looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. And the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
I can't wait for our kingdom to start and for there to be finished. Get rid of all of their idols and lying religions. Look for the crown like an Edris. Hey, this that crown talk. Wisdom of Solomon 5 talk. This that second Edris 6 and 9. We want eyes talk. It's your time to end. And my time begin. It's our time to win. Away with the sin. You know what it is. Rejoice with my kin. See that is why we repented. Golden streets, I can see myself in it. The city is bright, the kingdom of light. A wonderful sight past the angels, the inner light. I need 1,000 years of labor. Sit on my throne with my savior. Try to know wine, press alone. He bring pain like major. You think the nations is equal to us? TK Kirkland, who raised you? Flex on occasion, my God a racist. That's why we moving with patience. It's been a long time coming. I spent my whole life running. Now that I'm 10 toes down and established my faith on 100. Woe to the nations, my king will race them. You know they gotta be punished. Jeremiah 25, yeah, you know they gon' fry. Whoa!